Hello, this is Ariel from VALOI. I'm here to talk to you about a re-release of a product that we've already done before. That's the Essential Copy Stand that I have in front of me. It might look slightly different from what you're used to. The version 1 was released about 6 months ago, and we always knew that this was going to be a product that had to go through iterations. Copy stands are surprisingly hard. They look kind of simple, but they're surprisingly hard to manufacture and sell in a worldwide network because they're big and heavy, and frankly they consist of quite large components that are expensive. So we've tried to find a perfect compromise between price and quality that works really well for camera scanning. So I'm going to go through the difference between the old model and the new model and also show you some of the features. As you can see here, we have two different versions. Technically they are exactly the same stand from here and down. The one on my right is has the extension. This is the same as the version 1. The extension is just an additional piece, this extra piece, that gives you a bit of extra height for those longer lenses. It attaches with these steel strips on the side, just screws in from both sides, and is a really solid connection. There's no real difference between the whole piece and a single piece. They're very much the same. In terms of changes from the version 1 to the version 2, most of that has happened in the base. This is custom-made sheet steel that's been laser cut and then powder coated in a nice black finish. It's the same black finish that we use on the light adapter and our holder plate that's also now in steel. So it consists of 4 main components: the collar, and then the 2 feet, and the kind of solid back piece. The steel is quite thick, so the base is very heavy. It's about 3 kilograms, 6-7 pounds. The steel on the middle part is a little thicker than the steel on the feet, so this middle part is really stiff as well as being heavy. The collar just holds in place this the vertical column, and that slides in easily from the back or from the top. Another notable change that you can see is this handle. So in the past, you had to use a screw from the bottom to attach this, and as well as 2 screws from the side. That was fine, quite stable, but it wasn't easy to disassemble if you had to move it or if you wanted to just store it or something. So in this version, there are kind of 2 options for assembling it. The kit comes with, so it comes disassembled. These feet screw on with these 2 screws and some nuts from the bottom, and then the collar also screws on the top. This comes with a large screw that screws into the column from the bottom. It's an M8 screw, very solid, big piece, screws in with an Allen key like this. The Allen key is not included because we don't necessarily expect people to use this screw. You can if you want. We've not found a good reason to, and this whole screw might disappear in the future as we test it more and get feedback from users. But for right now, if you want, there's a hole on the bottom here, and you can use this screw and screws into the column. But the real way we expect people to attach it is just using this handle. So that's the same handle as we've used on the head up here. Very convenient little handle. It's an M5 screw if you're curious and want to replace it with something else. I don't know why you would. It's a really nice little handle. And this just screws out using your hands, and then you can remove the column. Literally, that's it. Now you can store it, maybe put it in a drawer or behind your desk or something, and it all comes together very easily. The only thing you have to be sure of is that this nut doesn't move anywhere. If it does, you can always align it with the hole again, but it's a bit more tricky. So try and keep that nut in place, and then you can just slide it back in and screw the handle on. So we think that will be a really nice change. A lot of the feedback from the first version was that it was a bit bulky, a bit hard to store. The base, as I said, is very heavy. It's, well, it's hard to convey on camera, but it's a heavy steel base, and this has improved forward stability quite a bit. The previous stand, if you pushed it from the back here, it kind of toppled forward a little bit. It was perfectly balanced, so if you put a camera on it, it would press down here and be nice and stable, but this version is more stable. Some other nice features that was also implemented on the version 1 is this nice big ergonomic screw. We think this is really important to attach the camera properly. That's supported by this rubber piece on the front here that clamps onto the camera nicely. So that is our new copy stand. We think it's an improvement and we think people will really like it. We're now also able to push it out in bigger volumes, so it'll be available from a lot of our retailers. If you buy from any of our retailers in the US or in the UK or in Germany, all the places, you will find this stand coming there quite soon. There will also be a video instruction and picture instruction on how to assemble it. There's a QR code in the packaging and you scan that and go to our website and you'll find the instructions. It's really easy. It's just these 8 screws really. But yeah, so if you have any questions about our new copy stand, please feel free to reach out to us. Our email is hello@valoi.co, or you can reach out on Instagram if you feel like that. But thanks for watching and we'll see you soon.